Mad, Sick, Reggaeville.
Reggae Jam 2013, this is Reggaeville. My name is Munchi and this is a great occasion. The queen of reggae is at the festival, Marcia Griffiths. How are you feeling today?
I am feeling on top of the world. Wonderful. Yeah.
And how did you experience your performance today?
I loved it. Anything that has to do with my fans. I have not been this way for a long time. So I was really looking forward to this moment. So regardless of any obstacle that came in the way, I enjoyed the contact with my audience. You know, I wasn't 100% satisfied with the band, but just the fact that I could communicate with my audience was everything to me.
I'm so glad to hear that. The fans must have loved it as well. The response was just marvelous. And this festival is very special because you're sharing the stage with some great colleagues and also friends of yours like John Holt, Uri, Freddie McGregor. Is that a special friend, family kind of vibe backstage?
Yes, it is always a family affair, and music is love and unity. Reggae music is just a heartbeat for the people. So I have a special feeling when I'm sharing stage with these artists because we feel the same pain and struggle from way back when until now.
Speaking of way back when you were 15 and first performed with Byron Lee and the Dragonaires, how was that like?
I was not 15.
How old were you?
When I started out in 1964 with Byron Lee and the Dragonaires on Easter Monday morning, I was 10 years old.
You were 10 years old?
My father went to Carib Theatre with me. I was just a little girl. Yes, I was just 10. I don't know where these people get their information from, but I was 10 years old at that time.
So now we set it right that you were 10 years old. Now everybody must know. So how was it like? Weren't you crazy excited being such a little girl going on stage with these great musicians?
I was overwhelmed. I couldn't wait to go on stage. I was more anxious to show them what I could do because it was a fight for me to go out there because Byron Lee had already planned the show, so they didn't want me on the show. But Philip James, the late Philip James of the Blues Busters, he insists that they put me on stage. So at the end of the day, they were happy that they did because it was so overwhelming. The audience just could not believe it.
And of course, that resulted in the fact that you got to record with Cox and Dodd for Studio One. Can you still recall the very moment that you stepped in the studio and first saw the microphone and sang there?
Last night I was talking to Lee Scratch Perry, and we were reliving the moment when I walked in the studio that very first day. He was the very first person I saw.
Wow.
And they took me in the studio, and he said to Mr. Dodd, "This little girl don't need no audition." Because I was a little girl, just a little tiny girl. I was 99 pounds. And that was the beginning of history.
Yes, definitely. One of the milestones in your career was with Bob Andy for 4 years. You and Bob Andy performed together, shared the stage. How was that like?
I met Bob Andy before I went to Coxon. He was in a group rehearsing called the Paragons. And when I went to the rehearsal, I said to them, "I can sing, you know." And they asked me to sing a song, and I did Patti LaBelle's Down the Aisle. So when I saw Bob Andy at Coxon and the other group members, one of the guys said, "Hey, look, it's Patti LaBelle." So, you know, everything started there. No, everybody was like a musical family. Every day we would go in and record. But my first song called Wall of Love is still never released.
Okay, why is that so?
I don't know. They came up with other songs that Mr. Dodd was trying to push for me to get a #1 song. But it was not until 1967 that I had my first hit song, Feel Like Jumping.
And Bob Andy was not the only Bob that played a major role in your musical career, right?
I had two main Bobs in my life, Bob Andy and Bob Marley, because I met Bob Marley when I walked into Studio One that very day. I met Bob, Peter, and of course Bunny and I went to kindergarten school. So he was the only person that I was familiar with at the time. So I never felt so bad seeing Bunny. And Bob was so serious. You know, you just know that this man is just in no joke. So when Mr. Dad asked him to write a song for the both of us, I was scared because this guy is always so serious. But then he wrote a beautiful love song called Wall of Love, which we recorded. It's on the Whalers collection.
Right.
Yeah.
So, how do you still remember Bob, apart from that, when you were on tour with the I3s, singing the background vocals for him? What do you think was his great characteristics?
Boy, I don't know if I can sit here today and tell you about this man. He was just truly sent by God. I have no doubt when I say this with no apology. He was truly sent by God. He was just someone special. It was not until I started working with Bob that I took this music as serious as I did, because I used to just enjoy singing. I had no vision of being a professional or seeing myself this far. But when I started working with Bob Marley and I saw how serious this man took his music, it was his life. It was his entire life. Nothing came before this man's music. And then I started realizing that the music was not just entertainment. It went much deeper. Because when I saw how this man did his songs with such conviction, I started realizing now that this is a serious business. And the responsibility is on our shoulder if we are not doing the thing the proper, right and proper way. So that's when I made a pledge to myself that anything else that I'm going to utter in my songs, it has to be positive message to teach, educate, and uplift people.
Wonderful.
So that was what Bob opened my eyes to.
Wonderful. And I'm glad you made that pledge and you kept on with your wonderful music throughout those many years. Please tell me the secret, how you stay so beautiful and how you keep the voice so wonderfully smooth.
I don't know if it's a secret. I do nothing about. I don't make any special effort. I think it's just a gift and a blessing from Almighty God. And that's one of the things that comforts me when I travel, because I don't like flying, but I know that I'm on a mission, to do God's work. Just like how I felt when I used to travel with Bob. I used to picture the angels at the side of the airplane just piloting us. So even today, I feel like I'm still on a mission, continuing the work through the medium of the music, teaching and educating, touching souls, which no doctor in the universe can do. So I think I'm truly blessed.
Yes, definitely. And we were truly blessed to have you performing on stage at Reggae Jam here tonight. Marcia Griffiths, thank you so much for the interview. I wish you a wonderful day today. Still enjoy the rest of the performances. Freddie McGregor soon hit the stage. All the blessed on the mission.
I am enjoying every moment, and I'm truly thankful to God for preserving me, and thankful to my fans for supporting me, that I can still be here rubbing shoulders on stage with all these young talents.
Nice. Thank you so much, Marcia.
Yes.
All the best.
Love and blessings.